Good morning, everybody. We're on. I'm going to make a viral King's Roll recipe today. So let's get started. Hi, guys. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to make this pudding mix. This is that homemade pudding mix we made before. So you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a half a cup of the dry mix, and 2 cups of milk. So let me get this pan going. We're going to make this first, and then we'll start with the other things. That way we can put this in the refrigerator and let it get cool. So, let me get out my measuring spoons and cups. So we need a half a cup of mix. And I'll tell you how to make this. So we need a half a cup of mix, and we're going to need 2 cups of milk. You can use any kind of milk you want. I'm going to use whole milk. If you want to use almond milk, oat milk, 1%, 2%, you can. So I'm going to do 2 cups of whole milk. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. With a little extra for goodness. Let me get this. I don't want to spill this. I am not going to measure, guys. So that's about 1 teaspoon. And a little extra for goodness. This is homemade. We're gonna make some of this in December, but then it won't be good until next December. So that's all you need. And then we're gonna start turning. I'm gonna turn this eye on right here because I've been using this, so I don't have to turn my back to y'all. Hi, Marie. Hi, how are you? Hi, Hi, Tanya. Hi, Jen. So anyway, I'm gonna turn the eye on to a medium heat, and we're gonna start mixing this. When it comes up to a warm, right before it starts to thicken, I'm going to pull some out. And I have 2 eggs here. And we're going to temper them. And then we're going to turn this pudding mix into custard, guys. We're going to turn this into custard. So we're making the Boston, hi Tammy, we're making the Boston cream King Rolls is what we're making. I've seen this over and over and over and over again. And I was talking to my son, and he was like, try those, Mom. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Hi, Brandon. So, we're going to let this start to come up to temp. I have my oven on at 350. They're only going to cook for like 7 minutes, the buns. Okay, guys? So, if you want to make this homemade mix, it's a real simple mix. Hi, Valentina. You need, I have my directions right in my bag. You need 1.5 cups of powdered milk, 2 cups of sugar, and 2 cups of cornstarch. That's it to make pudding mix, okay? And then to cook it, you need 1.5 cup, to cook it, you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a half a cup of the pudding mix, and 2 cups of milk of your choosing. Now, if you want to make this chocolate, just add a half a cup of unsweetened cocoa to your bag of mix. If you only want to add it to 1 batch, throw in maybe 1/4 of a cup, maybe even less, a couple tablespoons. You'll be able to see what it looks like whenever the chocolate. Hi, ACP Cats. So I'm going to let this get a little warm. We've done this on here before. I use this pudding mix a lot. But we're not going to just use the pudding mix. So a Boston cream cake or a donut has like a Bavarian cream. So we're going to turn this pudding mix into a custard. That's what we're going to do, guys. Good morning, everybody. We had company here all last week. I did jump on and do a few short videos, but we had company here all last week. Oh, and before I forget, I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, Bob Hill. I know I sent you a text and on Facebook, and today is Brandy Morris's birthday. Happy birthday, Brandy. She's my friend, and I am wearing this, I don't know, can you guys see that? She got me a Winnie the Pooh shirt, and it's all cross-stitch. It is completely cross-stitch. So I'm wearing that today, and Brandy, if you're on here, I hope you have a wonderful birthday, honey. So we're going to let this get warm. You need a little bit of melted butter. We're just going to take a little bit of melted butter and put it on top of the rolls. The rolls are going to go in the oven for 7 minutes. Hi, Chris. And then we're going to pull them out. I'm going to move all this stuff. And we're going to let this custard get a little chilled in the refrigerator while we're doing the rolls. And then we're going to pull the rolls out. Hi, Leona. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Good morning, Chris. So I'm going to crack these eggs. We're going to crack these eggs. Make sure you crack your eggs into a bowl, not just in your not in your ingredients, because sometimes you could get an eggshell and you don't want an eggshell, and after all that hard work you don't want an eggshell. Let me throw this away. So I had somebody ask me, what do I do with all the stuff that I make? Well, last week, hi Melissa, last week I had company here, so a lot of it went towards the company. The week before was Easter. But my son works at a very large crab house, and he, I let him take stuff to work. I just let him take some to work. Okay, guys, this is starting to get a little frothy, and it's warm. So I'm going to pour some out. You see me pouring it out? I'm going to pour a little bit out. And I'm going to temper these eggs real quick. So this is hot. I'm going to mix these eggs up. And I'm going to temper these eggs. Good morning, Ray Kay. So we're going to temper the eggs. I'm going to pour some of the hot into the bowl, and then we're going to slowly, I'm going to do this right in front of you, we're going to slowly temper these eggs. You want to pour them in real slow, and while you're tempering them, you got to keep stirring it really quick, because you don't want your eggs to turn into scrambled eggs when you're tempering them. So pour a little in, and just keep whisking, guys. That's how you temper. Okay. This is starting to, so now we need to start, now I'm going to start pouring it in here. And we're just going to keep going. Keep going. A little at a time. So if you just want this pudding, you'll just do it the regular way. But we're going to make it into a custard. Okay? And in it goes. So that is done. So the eggs are in. Good morning, Marina. Good morning, everybody. If I hadn't said good morning to all. So we're going to keep whisking this. I got to get some more whisk. I have great big ones from my shop, but I need some small ones. We are making Boston cream, the viral King's Roll Boston creams, guys. That's what we're making. Okay, I know there's lots of recipes you can do with the King's Rolls. I told my son to go get some. He got a large batch. So I think I'm only going to do, I don't know, maybe 16. Hi, Bobby. Hello, everybody. So my pudding is starting to thicken up. Well, our custard, not pudding. Because we made it a custard. Remember, guys? Okay, I'm going to pull that off a little bit. And I'm going to keep stirring. Put it back on a minute. Let me get a spatula. This stuff really comes together quick, y'all. I mean, it comes together quick. Actually, I think it comes together quicker than the box cooked pudding. If you make this one time, you'll never buy Jell-O brand pudding, cooked pudding mix again, or any brand. If you make this one time, I mean, I made this about 6 months ago, and I still have mix. And you can make this chocolate, you can make it whatever flavor you want. If you want to make it lemon, you can make it lemon. If you want to make it orange, make it orange. I was using a whisk, now I'm using a flat spatula. Can you guys see how thick that is? You see that? That's from those eggs. It's making it like a thick cooked custard, guys. Hi, Jen. Okay, I'm going to keep stirring this for a minute, and then I'm going to put it into the refrigerator and let it get cold, and I'm going to move some of this stuff, and we're going to do the other parts. And when I was melting my butter, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I forgot to put a lid on the thing that my butter was in, and guess what? It popped all over my microwave. I absolutely hate that. So now I got to clean my microwave again because I did not put a splatter screen over it. Okay, guys, this is done. I'm going to shut this eye off. I am going to pour it in one of these glass bowls because this glass bowl will probably be chillier than if I put it in plastic. I'm assuming. I don't know. That looks good. Now, the difference between this and a box brand is going to look real yellowy. This is not going to look yellow. It's a vanilla custard, guys. A vanilla custard. I'm going to taste it. It's delicious. All right, let me put this in the sink. Let me put this in the sink, put some soap in it. I'm going to wash my whisker because I need it again to melt chocolate here in a little while. Somebody asked me about my pots and pans that I've been using. We went to Key West a couple years ago. Well, actually, Marathon, is where we went. Anyhow, my niece's cousin, we stayed at her house, And she had these pans there, and we were all like, oh my gosh, what kind of pans are these? And we all started, I'm going to move this over here. We all started looking at the pans, and it said Keratote on the bottom of them. I love them. Thank you for the flash goal, whoever sent that to me. Thank you so much. So they're called Keratote. All my nieces have them, and now my sister has them. And I absolutely love those pots and pans. You can get those at any of the box stores. Thank you, Jenna, for that heart. Thanks, guys. You can get those pans at any of the big box stores like Walmart, Target. I think Marshall's carries them. One thing good about Marshall's, if you just want one pan, you can buy one of them. And Amazon carries them as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to sit this here because that puppy is piping hot. Okay, and I'm going to put her in the fridge. I'll be right back. Now, if you were going to, per se, just put it in the fridge and not use it, I am going to use it. So I'll just stir it up. It's no big deal. Hi, Sally. You'd want to put a little piece of saran wrap on top. That is something that you should do if you're, making jello or pudding, whatever. Okay, guys. So next we're going to do the rolls. So I'm going to bring this over here. Hello, everybody. Hi, Sally. Okay. So, my son bought the 24 pack. I'm thinking that's a lot. So, I'm thinking I'll just do 16. And then the other ones we'll just turn into little sandwiches. Hi, John. So, that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to use 16 of them. So, you don't have to get this brand. You can get whatever brand you want. I know some of the box stores make their own, so you can get whatever brand you choose. Okay, so I'm going to break off 12 to begin with. There's so many different recipes to make Hawaiian rolls. So I might turn these ones, I have some ham and I have some garlic. I might do the ham and cheese garlic ones for dinner. Actually, I might just do 12 and then leave these 12 for dinner. Why not? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick these back in here and hopefully not drop them. And then tomorrow I'm going to make these things called pepperoni rolls. Now, we're not making fresh rolls. We're going to use the Cheetah rolls, and they're Rhodes's dinner rolls is what we're going to use. And so when I had my shop, my husband, when he would be making dough, he would say, "Hello, Kim. Hi, guys. Hi, Lovetown." My husband would say, "Okay, girls, I want pepperoni rolls." So when he would make the dough, we would make pepperoni rolls, and we would sell out of those puppies. So I'm not going to make the dough because it's going to take too long, and I don't usually make the dough. My husband does, and I don't think he wants to be on my TikTok. So I had my son pick up some Rhodes dinner rolls, and I'll show you. Most people know what they are. So we're going to turn these puppies into pepperoni rolls tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know. Well, I'll probably show you guys how to make them, and then I'm going to have to proof them, and it'll probably take a good 35 to 40 minutes to proof in my oven. I have a proofer on my oven, so I will proof them and bake them, and right before they come back out, I will jump back on. Hi, Kim. I will jump back on and show you guys what the finished product looks like instead of just taking a picture. So that's what we're making tomorrow, y'all. That's what we're making tomorrow. Okay, so we got 12 rolls here. I am going to take a little bit of butter. And where is my pastry brush? You know, I need a magnet. If anybody's seen one, tag it to me, message me, and I will buy one. I have a magnetic strip here for all my knives. And if anybody knows of a pastry brush that has a metal handle, tag me in it, and I would like to purchase that, because I'm telling you, I always lose that pastry brush. I have no idea where it is. It's going to take me forever to find it. So what I'm going to do is get a paper towel. If I have it here, I'll always know where it is. But I never know where it is. Hi, Joseph. I'm just going to take a paper towel, y'all. And I'm just going to butter the tops of these. Actually, I think I might butter the sides too a little bit. Just a tad. Just a tad. Definitely the tops, y'all. Definitely the tops. Now, these are only going to stay in for 7 to 10 minutes. I'm going to look at them at 7. I have an electric stove, and everybody's stoves are different, so I'm going to look at these at 7 minutes. If I don't like the way they look, then I'm going to leave them in there longer, okay, guys? And I know people are going to say, look at this crazy lady. She's using a paper towel. Well, I don't know what I do with my pastry brush. So, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make your life a little easy. Right? And I'm not putting very much on the sides. I'm just kind of dabbing it. I just want a little bit of butter just to give it a little bit of flavor, y'all. Oh, I did that one. Okay, next. It's going to be 77 or 78 here today, and I'm going to tell you right now, this house is hot already. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, yes, we had company. My niece and nephew were here from New Jersey. They are back home. Everybody's back in school. Spring break's over. Okay, so we got those all buttered. And we're going to put these in the oven. I'm going to start them for 7 minutes. We're going to start out at 7 minutes. Oh, I gotta take my clips off. Alright. Alexa, set the timer for 7 minutes. Now, while we're waiting on that, we're gonna put some chocolate chips in. No, actually, we're gonna put some milk in this bowl. Then we'll put some chocolate chips in. So I'm going to warm up 1 cup of milk, guys. Again, this can be any kind of milk of your choosing. Some people only drink almond milk or oat milk, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever you choose to put in. I'm going to put my milk away. And I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Yes, Diane, I already made the filling. I can read you the filling while we're waiting. So, the filling's in the refrigerator already. Thank you. So, this is a homemade pudding mix, okay? It's so simple. I use my Ninja blender. You don't need to use a blender. You can just whisk it up with a whisk, guys. You can just whisk it up with a whisk. Let me put my glasses back on so I can read it. Okay, so to make the mix, here you go. You need 1.5 cups of powdered milk. 1.5 cups of powdered milk. 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of cornstarch. Whisk it all together. Just keep whisking it all together. Then, to make it, you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I always give it a little extra for goodness. 1/2 cup of your powder mix, this stuff here, and 2 cups of milk of your choosing. If you want to turn this chocolate and you want a whole bag of chocolate, which when you make it, this is a gallon size, so when you make it, it's going to be up to here. That's how much I've used. It'll be up to there, okay, guys? So if you want to make a whole batch of chocolate, add in 1/2 cup and see what it looks like. If you want to add in, if you want it a little bit darker, add a little bit more in. If you just want to make one batch of this, put a couple tablespoons in of cocoa powder and see what it looks like. That's what I do. I always keep the vanilla, but if I want chocolate, I can make it chocolate. Now, there are flavorings, and I use a lot of my coffee flavorings, the skinny syrups. You can make this pudding whatever flavor you want. Instead of adding the vanilla, which is this homemade vanilla, you can add, let me grab, okay, guys, I use all these syrups. I have so many different kinds of syrups, it's crazy. That cupboard, the one shelf, is almost full of skinny syrups. So, instead of using your vanilla, hi Jenny, you can use, love this, I drink this every day in my coffee, my sugar-free peppermint, love, love, love. I make a coffee every morning, a protein coffee. I have the peppermint and I have the Girl Scout Thin Mint. Love this stuff. Absolute favorite. I am a peppermint holic. You can make it peach. You can make it salted caramel. You can make it white mocha. You can make it, the flavors are endless, y'all. The flavors are endless. So if you make a white one, you can turn that puppy into any flavor you want. I have pistachio. I have a cafe latte, brown sugar vanilla, delish. There are so many different flavors. I don't have hazelnut because I'm not a hazelnut person. But these are, I don't know what they are in your neck of the woods, but down here at the beach, I pay $5.99 for these. Now, my sister lives in Illinois, and she said they raised them to like, I want to say $14 a bottle. So for her birthday, I sent her flavors that she likes. But you think about a little bottle of vanilla. What are they, $3.99 if you buy a good brand? These are $5.99. Look how much you get for $5.99. And I use these in my cheesecakes. I use these in cookies. I use these in a lot of recipes. Instead of flavoring, I use these. And most of mine are sugar-free. I do have a couple for my husband, and he is not a diabetic, so he likes peach in his tea, and he likes a caramel one, so he has regular ones in there. But I use these in a lot of baking, and you can, if you want to add them to, say you're doing a chocolate chip mint cookie, instead of buying the mint, if you have coffee flavors, use this stuff. Use this stuff. It is a savings. Okay, enough of that. Let's get back. I could just go on and on and on about sugar-free flavors. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but we don't need to. I'm going to warm up this milk, y'all. I'm going to warm this milk up in the microwave that I blew the butter up in. It doesn't look too bad. I'm going to do 30 seconds at a time because I don't want to scorch my milk. Now, you don't have to put vanilla in your milk. We're going to melt a little bit of chocolate chips in this, and we're going to, that's for the top of the bun, y'all. That's going to be for the top of the bun. I always look for ways that, you know, if I went out and I bought a flavoring, another one of my flavors that I really love is the pineapple coconut. Love that stuff. But if I went out and bought flavors for everything that I baked, that would get a lot costly. Why not use something that I already have? And they work perfectly fine. Okay, Alexa, stop. I'm going to use my new oven mitts that my nephew got me. I don't know if I can say that word on here, but this bitch can bake. I love these things. I'm going to shut this off. Okay, I'm going to leave it. So that was 7 minutes. Remember, I told y'all that I have electric oven, so we're going to set the timer for 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to pull it out. Alexa, set the timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Yeah, when they came here, he was like, Auntie, I got you these. I saw these, and I thought of you. So it came with 2 oven mitts and a hot pad, and then it came with like an old-fashioned flour sack. Hilarious. Hilarious. All right, let's check our milk out. We're going to do another 30 seconds on the milk. I'm going to wipe this up real quick. Okay. I'm gonna reach in here and yeah, we're almost to where we need it to be, so I'm gonna let it sit. Good morning, Nikki. Oh, Nick, you. I said that wrong. Good morning, guys. All right, so we're almost ready to take them out of the oven, and then I'm going to poke holes in them. You guys can use like a knife, or if you don't have, I'm going to use a chopstick. If you don't have a chopstick, you can use a butter knife, whatever you want to use. And then I'm going to set them on, well actually I'm going to set them right here. That's what I'm going to do. So they'll cool off. I was going to put the hot pan here, but we don't need to do that. Okay. Here we go. Good morning. Alexa, stop. Okay, guys. That's what they're supposed to look like. Just a little brown on each side and on the top. So I went 9 minutes. Like I said, I have an electric oven. The recipe says 7 to 10 minutes. You guys will just have to, if you make them, you'll just have to watch your oven. Okay. So I'm just going to use this, and we're going to poke holes right in the side here while it's warm. You see that? Right in the side. Just like they would a donut. Just like they would a donut. And they are hot. So we're going to go along and we're going to do each one. And then I'm going to get a piping bag out. And we're going to get our filling out of the refrigerator. Did I do that one? Not yet. Okay, so they all got holes in them. Let me grab the pudding, custard. Okay, guys, there's the custard. Hi, Passy. Okay, so let's get a... I'm going to stir this up a little bit, guys. Okay, let's get a pastry bag. Okay, and then we're just going to fill up the pastry bag. Just like that. You can put this in a cup if you want and hold the pastry bag in a cup. I'm just using my hand. Okay, guys. Hi, Fighter Pilot. How are you? Okay, guys. I'm just going to stick this pastry bag in the hole. And I'm going to, you can feel the weight of it. We're just going to fill each one up. Now, on some of the ones where I saw people doing this, some say they taste just like a Boston cream donut. Other people, oh, that one had a little bit much. Other people say it tastes like a Boston cream cake. Actually, either one of them is good, right? If you like Boston cream. I actually thought about, I'm going to try them this way first, but I thought about squeezing a little bit of raspberry. Hi. I am piping, yes, so these are King's Rolls, and this is a viral recipe that was going around, but this is my homemade custard, and you're supposed to be making Boston cream rolls, but they use King's Rolls for them. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, guys. Burp your bag. You don't want to burp that. Let's see, where do I stop? So yes, I'm filling up King's Rolls with my homemade custard. Oh, thank you, hun. So I'm just doing this. And then I have a cup of milk in my microwave. And this stuff is delicious, y'all. It's delicious. All right, so we have a little bit of custard left over. That's okay. It will get eaten for sure. It will get eaten. Okay. On to the chocolate. On to the chocolate. All right, I'm going to turn this back on for 30 seconds. Then we're going to get some chocolate chips. Florida State, what's that say? Let me back you up a minute, hon. I never ever been able to get piping out of a bag. I guess this works for Hawaiian. Yeah, it does. It sure does. So you're going to need, I don't know how many chocolate chips I'm going to need. The recipe didn't say it. I guess I could have kept looking up recipes, but I didn't. Thank you, hon. So we're just going to play with this. We're just going to play with this. I don't know if I need a whole cup of milk. I might take a little bit of this milk out. I'm going to take a little bit of that out. She didn't really say how much. I'm sure there's other recipes out there. I'm just winging it. So, okay, we have probably about 3/4 of a cup, guys. 3/4 of a cup. I would have thought you would have used heavy whipping cream, but that would make more of a ganache, and we don't want that. So I'm going to pour some of these chocolate chips into this hot milk, and we're going to stir these puppies up. I guess I should have measured. I didn't measure. Sorry, guys. That's probably about 1/4 of a cup right there. And I'm just going to keep stirring them. Scoop that up. I don't want those to get wet. Now, the end result is what they're going to taste like, guys, because I have no idea. I just seen people doing it, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll try it. I do like to buy these and make, like, little sandwiches, you know. My husband said, didn't you already do something with rolls one time? I said, yeah, I fried them and made them like a donut. We had extra rolls left, and I just fried them in hot oil and filled them up with whatever I wanted. Now, if you don't want to do this part and you have some, like, if you want to buy a can of chocolate icing, you can do that. You know, you can absolutely do that, guys. I'm going to pour a little bit more in. So we probably have a 1/2 cup now. Okay. Probably have a 1/2 cup now. And I'm going to have to put it in the microwave again because they're not melting. So let's put this in the microwave again. And it looks awful soupy. I don't know. If it doesn't come out the way she said, then I'm going to scratch that, and I'm just going to melt some chocolate chips with some coconut oil. I'm going to do my thing. We'll see, though. We'll see. This is what she said. Sometimes when I'm doing something and it doesn't look right to me, I just switch it out because I'm not going to keep pouring chocolate chips in the milk and it not turn into anything. Okay, let's see. Anybody want to come clean my microwave? Oy, oy, oy. I don't know. It seems like it's thickening up, y'all. It seems like it's thickening up. I'm going to pour just a few more in, and I mean a few more. And I'm going to put it back in the microwave, and then that's going to be it. And we're going to see. It's supposed to be like a real thin chocolate topping is what she said. If I didn't have to clean it, I wouldn't. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did that. And it was 1/4 of a stick of butter. And all of a sudden I heard pop, and I opened up the door, and I was like, good grief. Why, Jenny? Okay, guys, let's check it out again. Let's see what we got. We're going to dip one. We're going to dip one and see what it does. I'm going to dip one. Oh. Well. Let me see. Tastes good. We'll just keep dipping and see what it does. I don't like the way it's See that? Can you guys see that? I don't like the way it's like separating. I don't like that part. So, and it doesn't seem like it's going to, it doesn't seem like it's going to gel up. Hi guys. I don't like the way, so I've wasted 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips. I don't like the way it's separating. I'm going to put a little bit of chocolate chips in a bowl with some coconut oil, and we're going to do it my way. I don't like the way it kind of looks on there. To me, it just looks like, I mean, it works, but I don't like the way it looks. So, off it goes. Off it goes. Now, if anybody's been on here and they know me, if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. A little powdered sugar in this. Put powdered sugar in the chocolate. You think I should put some little powdered sugar in the chocolate? Yes? Okay, we can try that. I have lots of powdered sugar. See, it's just like liquid. All right, we'll try it, guys. We'll try it. We'll try it. See, it's just like, it tastes good. We'll get it. All right, let's get some powdered sugar, y'all. We'll see. Oh, you know what? This is my homemade powdered sugar. Maybe I should use store-bought. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Y'all, today is going to be the day, y'all. Today is going to be the day. Oh, my goodness. Bear with me a minute. Oh, my gosh. My cupboards are white. That is not good. Oh, my gosh. Well, sometimes you just gotta laugh at something. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at something, guys. As long as I don't step in it, we're good. Alright, let me get a different powdered sugar. Alright, let's see if this will work. Okay. I don't know, maybe I should have. So that was probably about 1/4 of a cup, y'all. Let me see something. I'm going to take a little bit out of here. I think there's just too much liquid. Today is the day of Jenny Lou's messes. Well, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right? Hi, Charlotte. Okay, let's see if we can get this. That is thickening it up. Whoever gave me... You can do a little liquid. Yes. Whoever gave me the idea, it's thickening it up. I got rid of most of the liquid. We only have 12 rolls here, so I don't need that much liquid. So I did waste that, but I think I can turn it into something. I make a chocolate pie. Maybe I can turn that into a... I just looked over at my kitchen. Oh my gosh, if I turn this camera around, my white cupboards, you know what I'm going to be doing when I get out here, right, y'all? Oh my goodness. Jenny Lou. Thank God my floor is gray. All right, let's see. I'm going to dip one and see if it separates. Powdered sugar or a little liquid, yeah. Well, it doesn't separate anymore. That looks better. I like that much better, y'all. Much better. Yep. So whoever gave me that idea, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're not separating. It has a much better. Thank you. Whoever gave me that idea before I turned my kitchen into a complete hell zone. So I'm going to dip all these and then we're going to taste one, y'all. We're going to see if they're just that great. And then that other mess that I have over there, I'm going to turn it into a chocolate pie. Don't ask me how. I got some pecans. Maybe I'll turn it into a chocolate pecan pie. I don't know. I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm going to use it. They actually smell so good. They're dripping on my counter, but that's okay. I don't care. That's easy cleanup. All right. So there they are, all 12 of them. I think I could have added a little bit more powdered sugar, but that's fine. They're fine. And I do believe they're going to set up. So let me get my coffee. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go for this one. Here we go. Let's cut this puppy open. Let's cut this puppy open. Oh. You see the inside of it? All right, here we go. Taste test. Mm. You have to let them set up, but they are delicious. Mm. I dropped some on my counter. I think I have extra custard. I'm going to fill my bag back up, and I'm going to finish filling these up and get more custard in. They started coming out. They're really good, guys. They don't taste like a Boston cream cake. They taste like a Boston cream donut is what they taste like. I'm a mess. I am a hot mess today. Let me wash. and not step in chocolate all over my floor. So, if you want something easy to make, they're very good. I don't know how much my son paid for these king rolls. I don't even know what they are, but you can get them at the big box store at Walmart sometimes for 99 cents. Regular glazed donuts are $6.99 a dozen, y'all. So, I don't know how much filled donuts are. I know if you go to Dunkin' Donut, you're probably going to pay like $2.25, something like that, for one donut. So, if you make the homemade pudding mix, I got 12 of these, and they're pretty full because some of the custard's coming out of it. I don't know that I could squeeze any more in there, but you're saving a lot of money. You're saving a lot of money. Do not do the milk part and the chocolate chips. Don't do that. You meant I got a call and I missed your taste test. Oh, here's half of it. I'll show you. That's the inside. That's the top. And they are freaking delicious. But I always tell you, and I will tell you the truth, do not do what the lady said with the milk and some chocolate chips. Don't do that. Whoever gave me the idea to put the powdered sugar on here, oops. Whoever gave me the idea with putting powdered sugar in here, they do not taste like bread. They do not taste like bread at all. Well, Hawaiian rolls are sweet anyway, y'all. So they're a sweet bread. So they already have a sweetness to them. So they do not taste like bread at all. I'll tell you that. But as for the topping, if you wanted to take a little bit of milk and a little bit of chocolate chips and add the powdered sugar to it, I would. But if I were you, I would just get one of those cans for 99 cents at Walmart. Take some out and melt it, and that I would use your topping that way. Don't do what she did. Don't do the milk, the chocolate. Don't do that. Whoever gave me that powdered sugar idea, thank you. At least that worked. So this is real simple. Hi Kay, good morning. This is simple to do. The powdered, the homemade mix. You guys need to make this. I mean, you really need to make this. Is so simple. If you buy and we're going to do that on here. I'll get a cake mix. I like Duncan Hines. People always ask me, if you don't make a homemade cake, which cake brand do you choose? I am 100% Duncan Hines. 100% Duncan Hines. You can put a half a cup of this mix into your Duncan Hines, and the fluffiness, OMG. So I use this for my cakes too as well. So, like I said, if you guys make this, it's not, you can make it into chocolate, you can make it into white, and like I said, you can turn it into any flavor you want. You don't have to use the regular vanilla. If you want to use vanilla bean paste, you can. I've done that before. So to make this homemade powder mix, you need 1.5 cups of powdered milk. You need 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of cornstarch. Whisk that all together. Whisk it all together. And it'll come up to about here on a Ziploc bag. Okay? And then to make it, hi Jessica, to make it, you need 1/2 cup of this mix, a teaspoon of vanilla with a little extra for goodness, and 2 cups of milk of your choosing. If you want to turn it into chocolate, throw a couple tablespoons of cocoa powder in here. If you want to make a whole batch of this and you want chocolate, to have a bag of chocolate and a bag of white, start off with 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa, And if you don't like that, it's not dark enough, add some more until you think it's dark enough. And then you can have a chocolate and a vanilla. And like I said, you can use any flavoring in this that you want. So, and then you can do what I did. Instead of a pudding, which a pudding is going to be creamy, a custard, you see how thick that is? That's a custard. You saw me, I got that hot, I pulled out some of the hotness, and I tempered 2 eggs into it. After I tempered the eggs, then I poured it back into my pan and made the custard. So you can also make this into a custard, okay? So I hope you guys try this. Don't do the topping that I did that she had listed. That's a fail. You can use a little bit of milk and a little bit of chocolate chips with some powdered sugar. Whoever gave me that idea, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to turn that mess into a pie. So that's what I'm going to turn that mess into. And now I'm going to get off here and clean this hellacious of a kitchen because I have chocolate everywhere and my microwave was exploded with butter. So I hope you all have a good day, and I'll be back on tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to do pepperoni rolls. So I will talk to you guys later. Like, follow, share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Kay.